Actually, you know what? Scrap that. We do not have time for an intro over here. I'm gonna cut straight to the chase. In the past 2.5 months, I've taken about 13 flights across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a lot of different countries, and I've come to the realization that people are just stupid. In all of commercial aviation, every step is controlled by the airlines. The amount of weight that you can check in, the amount of weight that you can carry on. Are you mentally stable enough to sit in an emergency seat? Are you mentally unstable enough to sit in a middle seat? Because in any case, you will be. What boarding group do you have? Oh, you have a privileged class, so go ahead, you'll be boarding first. Or you are a regular peasant, go to the back of the plane, you'll board after the plane leaves. Every step in this process is controlled by the airlines. Shut your fucking phone down, throw it out of the window, and don't you dare talk to each other when we're taking off. You understand? Fuck you! When all of these very minute details are controlled by the airlines, they leave us with very one simple step wherein we can use our own brain cells and take control of our own actions. And that is when we have to deboard the plane. So what do we do as the most intellectually superior species ever known to the universe? We fuck it up.
I tell you to remain seated, but as we see on every landing, you're all deaf. I'd also tell you it is safe to switch on your cell phones, but they've been on the whole flight, haven't they?
Why does this happen every single time we deboard a plane? When I used to live in India, I used to think that this is just a local problem. But it's not. It's not a local problem. It's not a race problem. It's a human being problem. I have no idea why do we do this? I have no idea why do we do this. This is the most inefficient way to get out of a plane. So now that the run part is over, let's talk about what's the best way to deboard a plane with science. With maths. Maths is science. Study science. Stay in school. Don't do drugs. I am on. But for that, I need a piece of paper. I need some coins. How am I going to show it? Okay, so now we have the setup. So let's take the example of this. This is a model seat map of an aircraft. I know it's quite butchered. So the way that we usually load up is that we are assigned groups wherein people at the back of the aircraft will board first, and then subsequently people at the front of the aircraft will start boarding, and then eventually, if you're not a privileged member, you'll board at the end. Now to think of it, boarding a plane is essentially just deboarding a plane, but in reverse. So in order to figure out the fastest way to deboard a plane, I think we might just have to figure out what's the fastest way to board a plane and then play that in reverse. Now, according to Google and some other internet websites, the fastest way to board a plane is this method by Stephen, and it addresses two major problems. One is when you have to wait in the aisle to get to your seat as somebody in front is still loading their luggage, which is called aisle interference. And the other one is when you have to wait for your seat to be cleared up in your row. This is called seat interference. So what the Stephen method does is that it enables avoiding these interferences. And all I have to do for that is load up like this. So all the window seats in staggered rows will be filled up first. Then we have the next set. And like this, we'll have the entire plane boarded in about 35 to 50% less time than the regular back to front boarding method. So I think all that we have to do to figure out the best way to deboard a plane is to just play this in reverse, with aisle seats in alternate rows leaving first. Then we go to the middle seats. And then we do that again for the window seats. See how easy it is. So all you have to do is look at your boarding pass and see which boarding group you are in. Whether you are in boarding group 1 or you are in boarding group 5697. You see, that's why the airlines won't ever do this. But here's the best part. They don't really have to make it this complicated, especially the deboarding method. There's another paper over here which tried to simulate different boarding strategies and played that in reverse to try and figure out if there's a difference in deboarding times. And it turns out there isn't. Every structured deboarding time for a narrow body jet has better yields than unstructured deboarding times. So all that we have to do to deboard a plane is to just let everybody in the aisle get out first. And then we do it for the middle seats. Oh. And then we let everybody in the window seats leave. So the only mental change that we have to make is instead of letting people leave row by row, we let people leave aisle by aisle. Let everybody in the aisle go first, then everybody in the middle seat go second, and then everybody in the window will go in the end. And you ask, how much more efficient is this? Well, it's 35% more efficient. You said 35% of your time. Now the thing is, since airlines already control so much of our existence inside of an airplane, they can easily control this as well. For example, if a family is sitting together in a row, they would like to leave together as well. So there can be a modified version of this with exceptions for priority deboarding instead of just priority boarding as well. There is a solution to this if the airline wants to make a solution to this, but they don't. And that is because of how flight economics really works. Because even though every minute that an airline is not flying its aircraft will cost an airline nearly $30 to $100, when they're able to sell first class tickets and business class tickets with priority deboarding, they can cover it up pretty well. But I'm always so disappointed by us. We have so many better things to do, so many better things to invest our time in, than just sticking together our asses.
ये जीवन में 2 सेकंड बचा के क्या उखाड़ लिया तूने?
सॉरी, वो क्या है ना, मेरा बचपन से प्रॉब्लम है, प्रीमेच्योर इवैक्यूएशन। अब अच्छा लग रहा है।
Anyway, I think it's time that I let the more formally talking personality of mine take over again and end this video a little more conclusively. So, thank you very much. One of our other bigger challenges when traveling was finding the right internet connection. It used to be a big headache for us because we were going to places where we've never really been before, and we had to meet people and set up interviews. And we don't know how to navigate through these places. We don't understand the language. That's why having reliable internet on the go was very critical. And that is where this video sponsor, Saily, comes into play. We've been traveling for the past 2.5 months now, trying to cover some stories and documentaries that we would like to present in the next coming few months. And the reason that we've been able to do this very seamlessly, get in touch with locals very seamlessly, navigate to these places, setting up these interviews very seamlessly, is because of the video sponsor, Saily. Saily is an international eSIM service that helps you connect to the internet on the go when you're traveling. And it's very easy to use and set up. All you have to do is install the app from the App Store or the Google Play Store. Select the country where you'll be traveling to, go through the many affordable data plans that they have, pick the one that suits you the best and your timeline. And as you make the payment, with one click, your eSIM will be ready to install. And the best part is, if you use our code Altinfinity at the time of checkout, you'll get a 15% off on your purchase. Me and my crew have been using this very reliably for the past couple of months, and we are sure that you'll make good use of this as well. And just in case your device happens to be not supportive of eSIMs, you'll get a refund, no questions asked, within 30 days. So next time when you're traveling internationally and you need cheap, good, reliable data, go look for Saily. Thank you so much for watching this video. Wishing you a very happy new year, and I'll see you a little later in the next few days.